Welcome to Trending on Shaw. There's a beautiful shot of our city, and as Kate has mentioned, it's a little cool this morning, but the good news is, at least this is what she's saying for the weekend, at least for Halloween night, it should be a little cloudy, but thankfully no sign of snow or no sign of cold as well, too. By the way, you'll find us here at Trending on Shaw at our studios on 32nd Avenue and Barlow Trail. Hi there, my name is Phoenix, and well, let's get right to it. From local star on the ice with the Calgary Hitman to business owner of the Sweat Lab. Our next guest is teaming up with the Calgary Mental Health Association for the first time. My guest this morning, it's Matt Kinch, co-owner of the Sweat Lab. Hey, Matt.
Hey, how are you doing?
Great. Lori Humphrey Clements, manager for CMHA Calgary Region. Good morning.
Good morning.
Also, we have Joy Pavlich, who is the communications for CMHA. Always great to have all three of you in here as well, too. So good morning. So here's the skinny. It's called, first of all, you have a facility called the Sweat Lab.
Yes, correct.
What is the Sweat Lab?
So the Sweat Lab is it's a fitness studio up on the west side of town in Montreux near Aspen Landing. It's a spin yoga bar facility where we offer all elements. I know in town here there's kind of a spin studios, bar studios, and yoga studios. The idea was to combine it all and have one facility to be able to come to and enjoy all three aspects. Obviously a passion of my wife's and the other co-owners who was a hockey player as well. So we've all kind of grouped together and had this vision, and now it's the Sweat Lab up on the west side.
There you go, the Sweat Lab. So here's my curiosity, or our curiosity. So you team up with the CMHA.
Yeah.
How did this all transpire? Ladies, one day we were doing a spin class and said, hey, there's the owner, let's have a chat, let's bend his ear. How did this all happen?
Didn't quite happen like that. Matt reached out to us, almost chased us down and said, I'm opening a new facility, and we want to focus on mental health.
Yeah.
We want to have a charity that we can focus on, support, and he chose us.
So Matt, this was on your radar.
Yeah, I think as a group we wanted to, before we got open, have an idea of a charity that we all kind of believed in and that we all wanted to support. So we all were in agreement and have personal, things that have happened to us in regards to mental illness, whether it be family or friends or personally. So I think it was an easy decision to have, a charity like this to support for sure.
Joy, someone who's unfamiliar with the Calgary Mental Health Association, what is the work that you do there?
We do a lot of work across the spectrum. We talk about the 20% of people that are affected by mental illness, but also the 4 out of 5, the other 4 out of 5 who are the family and friends. So we do a lot of education, which is where the most impact we have is in terms of numbers, but we also do a lot of peer support, helping say family and friends. What's it like to live with someone who has a mental illness? Quite often that's a neglected demographic. We also we've actually been chosen as leaders in the peer support network with the province asking us to lead setting guidelines for that. So that's even individuals with a mental illness.
Even setting guidelines, no kidding.
Yeah, so how does it look, right, in community? Yeah, so we're extremely honored. We were just asked recently to do that.
So we have a misconception here in Calgary or even in Alberta about what mental health is? For the most part, or is it a misunderstanding?
That's a really, really good question, because mental illness, a lot of people will focus, say, on someone with schizophrenia or bipolar. Those are, that only represents 2% of the population, and yet, what are statistics? 15%, will suffer with depression or depression or anxiety at any given time, right? And lots of times it's only situational. It's how do you get yourself out of those tough times? What are the tools you need? So we're not clinical, other than with our suicide bereavement program. We do actually have clinical support for individuals who have lost a loved one to suicide. For the most part, we really are a support agency for people with mental illness or addiction and their loved ones with mental illness or addiction.
Matt, you have a personal connection?
Not so much a personal connection with him, but like I said, we have scenarios and situations, maybe family members that have, my wife especially, her father, who had some issues. So it's not hard to, to follow up on it and realize that there is situations where people need help and they just don't know where to turn, and maybe they don't even recognize, that they do need help, and trying to make awareness of that is very important, I think.
Lori, this event, very excited. It happens on Saturday. Yeah. Tell us more about this event.
Well, again, it's the first time that the Sweat Lab is holding the charity gala. We're very fortunate that one of our board members is also speaking at the event and sharing her experience with mental health. Matt and his group have lined up some amazing live auctions or live auction items and silent auction items, and so we just hope that the community will come out and support the event and help us start the conversation about mental health. The more we're talking about mental health, the more we put it into the forefront in our communities, the more that people are able to reach out and ask for supports around mental health.
And it's still not late to be part of this.
No, yeah, I think if you go to our website,
you have all the information.
Yeah, we'll have the information. There's a pop-up you can click on. There's still, I think, 15 to 20 tickets available.
Perfect.
So it should be a good night and good event.
Good luck this Saturday. This is amazing, and the fact you're absolutely right about bringing awareness too, Joy. So thank you very much, all three of you, for being here. It's Matt, it's Lori, and it's Joy Pavlich, who is one of the communications with the CMHA. It's the Sweat Lab charity. Still to come, trunk or treat. Well, what's that all about? We'll find out in a moment. First, here's what's happening in and around our city. This is Trending on Shaw.